Welcome to ESB Outspoken with Angela and Richard Shelp.
Hey, today we are going to break into a two-part series in which we're going to talk about the advice we as bureaus give to the other people in the industry. The first part's going to talk about our advice to speakers, and then later we're going to do part two in which we're talking about advice to clients. Well, today let's go ahead and kick off to our advice with speakers. Angela.
All right, so Richard, what is the best way for a speaker to reach out to a bureau?
Well, there has been so many different ways in which we've been approached over the past. Many different ways. It happens over and over again during the day. It comes in the matter of phone calls, comes in the matter of all manners of things that are mailed to us, etc. But there's only one really good way to approach these busy people, and that is sending to them an inquiry based on a reference of a person that they already work with. So it may be a speaker that they're very familiar with. Maybe it's an exclusive within that bureau, or maybe just somebody that they book very often or respect highly, like a Josh Linkner who's in our industry.
Or even a client. I mean, if it's a client that they know we work with a lot and it's somebody they've worked with, that's a great way to do it as well.
Well, we always want to please our customers.
Yeah.
So when that comes down to that, that's almost an automatic. So if you're able to get with either a client or a speaker, then get them to introduce us. It's almost an automatic that we will talk to you. Any other way, the chances are very slim. And it's not because we don't want to talk to you and we don't want to advise you on the world as it is.
Right.
It's that we don't have time to do it. And I think that's the key thing.
It's the volume and the time. I mean, there's so many. We're getting hundreds and hundreds of requests, a day, and it's hard to get to everybody.
Absolutely.
So we would love to meet everybody, but it's just we don't have the time.
Absolutely.
All right, so Richard, what makes bureaus so important at giving advice in the industry?
That is a great question, Angela. And basically the thing is that there are some great speakers that you do need to get advice from in the industry, people that are doing what you're doing, and they can be very helpful.
Right.
But a complete way of becoming a speaker is you're not totally fulfilled in that way until a bureau has provided their input. And why is the bureau advice so important? The bureau advice is so important because we as a bureau get to see this view from above, so to speak, of the whole industry, not just an individual speaker. We work with hundreds of different clients on a daily basis, hundreds of different speakers. We see what speakers win the business,
right,
who they compete against, why they won the business, and what types of organizations are interested in those speakers and what topics are the most popular. It's all those things.
It is.
That
it's
we
that
see
bird's
that,
eye view. We have it. Yes, we have it all.
We have that entire bird's eye view, and because of that bird's eye view, we can provide an unbiased view of the landscape, and that's something that nobody else in the industry can provide.
Exactly. I mean, we're seeing so much daily from all different size organizations and all different speakers. So it allows us to give them that advice.
It sure does.
All right, last question, Richard. What speakers are we giving the most advice to at this time?
The most advice to it are obviously the people that we represent exclusively. Mm-hmm. They ask for our input, and because we're committed to them in having to book them a certain number of times,
right,
we feel like we need to coach them to the fullest extent. And so they are turning to us for a huge depth of advice that goes
That's
beyond
right,
what one conversation may entail that we do with the speaker. These are multiple conversations. These are things in which we dig into how we sell them, dig into all the things about what they need to do with their presentation, the style they need to provide things with, what they need to leave out, stories they might want to tell. All this kind of thing is so important, and that is so they're the top people. And then I'd say the second people beneath that are people that we work with a ton, but those are people that need the advice because they're still early enough on, they're still green enough in the industry, and we see that need.
Right. I agree. I think that's perfect. And we do. I mean, we try to give advice to anybody that we can help. I mean, it's the more that we can help our speakers, the more it's going to help the industry, and everybody will be successful. So
absolutely.
We look forward to coaching you on the next event.
Yes, and you be outspoken.